welcome to another Looney Tunes review video. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to follow my journey to review all 1000 classic Looney Tunes shorts and give this video a like as well. So this is a review for the Hasty Hare, and with me today is Marvin the Martian himself, my good friend Fox in the Fix. Say hi.
Greetings, Earthlings. This Martian is a bit nice.
Wow, I'm recording with someone from Mars, which is absolutely incredible. So, just a few bits of info to get underway. This is the Hasty Hare, released on the 7th of June 1952. It's the 651st in the series, and it's directed by, well, who else? Chuck Jones.
Woo!
That's it. We can find this on the Looney Tunes Platinum Collection Volume 1 DVD and Blu-ray set, and of course I'll have a link below in case you need that set. But, sadly, I can't show you the full thing here because of copyright on YouTube, but all that really happens here is that a Martian lands on Earth with instructions to bring back an Earth creature, but of course, what is the first Earth creature he encounters? Bugs Bunny. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward, and of course you know what would pretty much happen in this short.
Just behave like that away. Oh dear, now I suppose I shall have to use force.
So, as for trivia, there's a few here. First of all, the title itself is a play on the Warner Brothers film The Hasty Heart, and that was released a few years prior to this. In fact, I think this was even a bonus feature on that DVD of the movie that was released. Yeah, in case you're wondering. More importantly, this is the second Marvin the Martian short. So the first one's Hair Devil Hare, but similar to what Chuck Jones did recently with the Coyote, where there was a tweak in the design to bring back the Roadrunner shorts, here he tweaks the design of Marvin the Martian, but interestingly enough, he has the voice change as well. He's got that whole nasally voice, which I can't do right now because I've got a bit of a sore throat.
Yeah, it's always something.
Yeah, so you're probably thinking, yeah, he's just trying to get out of it. I'll give it a go. I'll say, that makes me very angry. See, I can't.
You have to use your throat to make this force.
To make this force.
Yeah, almost there.
Almost.
Not that I'm doing that a good job, but I did a voice acting course last week, so I have to do this.
You're lucky I'm not making you do this whole review in the Marvin the Martian voice to say, and the trivia for this review. No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh dear, this is most inconvenient. Now I'll have to call out the reserves.
That wasn't a bit nice. You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
But further trivia here, there's one interesting one at the very end where we see this rather diminutive character, and he's a caricature of Friz Freeling. So here he's named I Frisbee, so it's quite a clear caricature. I really don't know why Chuck chose to have him caricatured. Maybe it was the animator deciding to do it as a bit of a gag. I don't know. But apparently he decides to take up turkey farming, and we hear turkey in the straw as well when he decides to leave, so it's a bit of a weird one.
Yeah, I believe Chuck is just teasing his colleagues. I think they were all on good terms, so they could pull off something like this. And Friz is actually in a lot of cartoons being caricatured, so I think the animators like to be beaten up by him afterwards.
Yeah, I wonder if Friz actually saw this and what was his thoughts on being caricatured. I'm sure he wouldn't mind, because he's been caricatured a lot of times.
I think he was used to this. But when you're a funny-looking guy, don't look weird when animators are caricaturing you, you know?
Exactly, and Friz had the height and the facial structure and that to be caricatured, so he shouldn't be surprised. But what's really interesting is that we're only up to the second Marvin the Martian short. It's actually been a fair few years. I think the first one's, 1948?
Yeah.
Hair Devil Hare?
Yeah.
I think 48, yeah. So it took a fair while, and I wonder why Chuck decided to bring him back, because I know with the Roadrunners, they were pretty popular. It was shown in army bases and all that, and theatre owners were saying, hey, can we see more of those Roadrunner shorts? But was there a demand for Marvin the Martian, I wonder?
I can imagine Chuck liking the character, but just like with the Roadrunner in 48, when you show something to the theater, you still have to make a new picture. It's gonna take a few years, so
yeah.
that might explain the backlog. And then when it's made, it's also another backlog thing that it's gonna be shown to the public a year later. But you're right, he made 24 or 25 Roadrunner cartoons in the classic age and only 5 Marvin the Martians. He wasn't even called Marvin. I think the demand was just lower, I guess.
And for simplicity's sake, we're just going to call him Marvin for this review.
All
Because,
right.
yeah, you're right. He doesn't have a name.
I'm
Probably not
sorry,
Wikipedia.
purists. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just interesting that he's similar to Tasmanian Devil, where they only made a few shorts, and yet he's in the, probably top 5 Looney Tunes characters in terms of merchandise.
Yeah,
and
I
other
think
things.
he's second or third.
Yeah. I reckon let's take a look at the short sort of from start to finish, yeah? But would you agree that the backgrounds, once that rocket ship lands, they look almost the same like in Rapid Fire?
Yeah, it's made around the same time, but also it's interesting to have the Martian, I refuse to say Marvin still, to have him in the forest, because I just love how this cartoon just doesn't just take place in space, but it's one of the reasons I love it so much, and it stands out as totally unique that way. But I think it's been discussed that people don't think this one is that funny, but to me it's a guilty pleasure because it feels like an adventure, because they are going from the forest to space and back and into space again.
Yeah, it feels longer than what it actually is, I think. It feels more epic.
Yeah, it feels more like a story instead of just gags.
Yeah, exactly. So not like a spot get cartoon or something. But I gotta say, speaking of the space sequence, when we look at the title sequence, I love that starry opening, and of course the powerhouse music where we hear for the rocket ship. It's such a great look, though.
Yeah, this whole short looked fantastic, and like you said, the backgrounds are beautiful. The colors are beautiful, and everything taking place in space looks totally spaced out.
Yeah, that's it, spaced out. Beautiful. And we got a nice, very 1950s design for the spaceship, which would have been taken from one of the few sci-fi films that were starting to pop up in the theaters at the time. I've always gotten a kick out of the 1950s designs for when it comes to sci-fi things.
And I think Marvin himself is a beautiful character design, because we're all used to him. But I remember when I saw him first I'm gonna talk about it later, with some kind of collectible thing going on in 2002 when the Soccer World Cup was going on, and I had this sticker of Marvin, and I saw him for the first time, and I was totally in love with the character, because this black ball with eyes and this colorful outfit, it's just a very nice design.
Exactly. And it also is a play on the fact that Mars is the god of war, so
Yeah.
it's got the whole design elements of that as well. It's timeless. It's perfect. It's a perfect design. I wonder who actually did the design itself. I wonder if it was Chuck or if it was someone on his team. I don't know. Or could be the writer. Could be Mike Maltese.
Yeah, you'll have to ask Devin Baxter or Strummer for that, I think.
I don't knock shorts for doing this, because obviously you wouldn't have a short if you try and explain everything logically, but you have to wonder why the letter is in English, right? Because, of course, they're from Mars.
Yeah,
You know?
and it takes place on a Martian day in the year 32,044. It shows how much ahead of us they are supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got General E equals MC squared, and you have to wonder how would they come up with that theory of relativity with the exact same letters.
I also wondered, was Einstein alive for this reference to see, or was he already deceased?
No, he died in 1955, so he
Oh.
would have still been alive. So there you go.
That's nice to know.
And he, of course, came up with the theory of relativity, which is the E equals MC squared. And I'll get you, Fox, to explain what is the theory of relativity. No, I'm kidding. Well, the theory of relativity is...
I can't keep it short anyway, so I think... No, I'm not gonna explain it. I'm sorry.
No, Google's your friend in that regard. It's pretty straightforward once you get the hang of it.
Yeah, I do have some
but
theories about it, but it's not the right place and time right now, so let's go on with the cartoon.
Let's have Mel Blanc's trumpet sound as we continue the cartoon. That whole... I've always loved that trumpet he does. He even did that in Rabbit Hood and a few other shorts. I don't know, there's just something about that ridiculous trumpet sound he makes.
I knew he did it, but when I watched this last night, I totally blanked at that part that it was him.
And we see K9. He's back, although this time around he doesn't talk. And the
Thank God.
Daredevil Hare's got the whole dumb guy voice that I love when Mel Blanc does it, but here I think it works better.
Give me that. Oh, no, I won't. Oh, yes, you will. Oh, no, I won't. Oh, yes, you will. Oh, no, I won't. Oh, no, you won't. Oh, yes, I will. Oh, no, you won't. Yes, I will. Oh, no, you won't. You take it or I'll shove it down your throat.
I don't think it fits the character.
But here, I like how he communicates through paper, which is nice, and it sets up a minor gag later on too. The whole, "Dear Commander, what have I done?"
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that we
one of
see
my
later on.
favorite gags, and K9 used to be one of my favorite characters actually. I don't know anyone who ever said that, but it's probably due to the merchandising over here. Like I said, there used to be these collectibles whenever there were soccer championships, European or World Cups. And
Yeah.
I actually completed my collection of Looney Tunes cards and stickers a year or two ago. And that was connected to the World Cup of 2002. I had to search really hard, but I remember getting the card which had a picture of K9 on it, and I didn't know the character, but it just looked so dynamic and fun and stretchy.
Exactly. And yet Chuck Jones just doesn't really use him anymore. I think this is the last time we see him,
Really?
or is he in one more? Because I know Duck Dodgers is not there, and Straight to the Stars he's not there.
No, he's
So,
using the instant Martians later on.
yeah, so he doesn't use K9 anymore. Now, I also love the fact that one of the big improvements on the Martian character, again, we'll call him Marvin just for now, just everyone calm down, okay? But I like his vocal inflections, like his character is now complete, where he always goes,
Isn't that a nice assignment? Isn't that lovely? Oh dear, now I suppose I shall have to use force. We are returning to Mars in it. Isn't it delightful?
"Isn't that lovely?" Or "Isn't it delightful?" And, "Oh, it makes me very angry," and that kind of thing. He's now complete. He didn't do any of that in the Daredevil Hair, as far as I remember anyway.
No, and your impression is actually a lot better now.
Yeah, because I got a bit of a sore throat, so that's probably helping, I think. Bugs does not have a sore throat because he's singing what song yet again that always seems to be on when we record?
Oh,
Again, it's fiddle-dee-dee.
I don't know what's up with Fiddly D. In 1952, it's been used so often. Like, Bugs used it in one recent Frizz short, he's used it in a Tweety short, and now Chuck uses it here. What is it with that song?
It's also something you hear a lot when the title comes on.
Exactly. And yeah, Bugs also just happens to have candy ready for Halloween. Okay, sure, I'll go with that.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice thing. I'm glad Bugs found out they were the real deal pretty soon, but because it could have been easy to have him keep up acting like he thinks it's Halloween through the entire short, but that would have been the easy way. He finds out soon enough.
Exactly, and you do have to wonder though, where does Marvin actually hide that gun? Because he just pulls out a gun from seemingly under his skirt, but where does he keep that gun? I wonder.
Where does he keep his mouth?
Yeah. I just try not to think about these things. Just like, why does Bugs wear an upside down teacup as a hat? So when he's convinced, oh yeah, you're going to go in this spaceship, and he tricks the Martian to go back on the spaceship and away, why does he wear that upside down teacup as a hat?
Again, I didn't even notice that detail when I watched it last night, because I just think you have to watch this short, I think 10 times to notice everything. But I did love how fast the Commander, Marvin, and K9 leave the ship when they get back. Just 1 millisecond, they're down again.
Yep, and we hear his famous line for the first time, "You have made me very angry." That's Looney Tunes history right there.
You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
But this is very much a Chuck Jones Bugs short, because Bugs uses psychology, because he tries to now make Marvin against K9. You gotta wonder, what exactly did Bugs tell him about K9, don't you? I think it's funnier that we don't know.
Yeah, Marvin assumes it has to do with mutiny, but Bugs could have just said that he thought he stinks or something. I don't know.
Yeah, could be anything. That's why the Chuck Jones Bugs obviously is a lot different than the Freeze Freeling Bugs, and it is different to McKimson Bugs, but yeah, this is very much Chuck Jones, Mike Maltese, Bugs Bunny right there. It's fantastic. And as we mentioned before, "Dear Commander, what have I done?"
So polite.
Yeah, exactly. Then, of course, Marvin pulls out the Acme straitjacket bazooka, so I guess Acme has a presence on Mars as well.
Yeah.
They've expanded pretty much.
Yeah,
They
didn't
must be a
think
very big
about
company.
that.
I know, based on the Roadrunner short Beep Beep, Acme is based in New Jersey, so I guess they maybe expanded their offices also to Mars as well. You know.
I guess don't think about it too much.
Yeah, but it's funny. I like it. Then, of course, we get out into space, and we see the sign saying, "One overconfident Earth creature." Yeah, that'll bite them in the butt. It's a nice little setup there. And The clothes changing scene, which again, similar to the whole thing about the supposed thing that Bugs was explaining to Marvin against K9, we don't see the straitjacket being changed at all. It's just the camera's off, and of course you save money that way, but I think it's way more funnier.
Yeah, it is funnier. Yeah, you're right. It's also cheaper.
Exactly, I'm sure Mr. Seltzer would have enjoyed that one. And then you got this ridiculous plan where I think it's like a reference to Titanic, where, hey, we've struck an iceberg, and then somehow, yeah, the Martian and K9 gets captured, and you get a payoff to that sign saying, 2 disgruntled Martians.
Yeah, I realize there are many good jokes in this one. But still, these adventure type shorts don't need too many jokes to grab my attention. Because I much rather watch this over Foxy by Proxy, for instance. That one is a gag cartoon, but I like this more because there's more going on.
Oh, yes. It's just law that you have to be on all the Fox ones, of course. It's just how it is. I'm sorry. But the ending to this one is so ridiculously over the top, with all those plants being chained together. I wouldn't expect that from a Chuck Jones short, but here we are. It feels more like a Tex Avery type joke, and just how over the top and ridiculous it all is.
Yeah, I think there's one other short with Bugs pitted against Wile E. Coyote, and there's something going on with a magnet, and it also catches many of those celestial entities.
Oh, definitely. But it's very rare that Chuck does this. But hey, I think it's hilarious. It's just so nonsensical and stupid, and eventually gets to Earth, and of course the planets happen to be now smaller in comparison to Earth, but whatever.
Yeah,
don't overthink it.
The scene is fantastic, and it even has nice music on the background here. It makes it even more epic. But it gets even better when we see Frisk Freeling start a turkey farm.
Yes, that's right. And we get a nice little punchline at the end where it's like, hey, is anyone interested in a spaceship only done so many million miles and that, and we just end it there. I think it's great.
I would have liked Frisk Freeling to have a happier ending because I was really excited to see him start a turkey farm, but too bad he got insane.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And now here's my good friend John, who has been on a few of these videos, and he wants to give his thoughts. So take it away, John.
Greetings, Earthlings. Yep, I'm going to give my quick thoughts on the Hasty Hare, the second of the Bugs and Marvin shorts. And if you wanted to know what I thought about Marvin and the first short, Hair Devil Hair, I did a video on my own channel, Toon Thoughts, where I go through that short. But yeah, I really liked that first short. The second one, I remember I didn't watch it until years later. But I discovered this short and I remember watching it as part of my Looney Tunes watch. And I think it was pretty good to see Marvin. I also really like that K9 here gets a little bit more of protagonism than in Hair Devil Hair. And there's a few funny lines. I really like the trick-or-treaters scene because Bugs thinks that Marvin and K9 are a bunch of trick-or-treaters, and then Marvin decides to answer him by using his laser to destroy the rabbit hole. I really like that scene. Another thing I like is halfway through the ending, which there is a caricature of Frisk Freeling, and he just suddenly and goes a little bit crazy. But yeah, overall, I have to be honest that maybe this is among the weakest of the Bugs of Marvin. I think from the 5 shorts that they were all together, this will go on 4th place, because I prefer the later entries like Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century or Hair Away to the Stars, because I remember some more better gags in there. But don't get me wrong, this short is still pretty good. It has some smooth animation. I also really like about how Marvin finally gets his more iconic voice on this short, like Mel Blanc finally found it. But overall, I really like this short. I think I'll give it something of an 8 or a 9 out of 10. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.
So, in terms of rating, look, I will say out of all of the shorts featuring, we'll say Marvin the Martian again, we'll say that, okay? I would say this is probably my lesser favourite of them. I like all the Marvin the Martian shorts, but this one, it's still a great short though. I reckon 8.5 out of 10. I was laughing. I think it's funny. I just don't think it's Jones's and Maltese's best short, whether it includes Marvin the Martian or not. But hey, you can do a lot worse. I think it's alright.
You like Meadows and Mars Hair over this one?
Ooh, I forgot about that one. I completely forgot about that one. Ooh, I might have to take that back.
Well, I like that
Right.
one too because I saw it as a kid and then you automatically like things. But this one I think is underrated because they're gone to Earth instead of Bugs is going to Mars. So I like that twist. And it's just too well made for me to give it any lower than an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I gave it 8.5, so even then I like it. It's not a bad short whatsoever. And if you guys haven't seen it, you can buy it on the Platinum Collection Volume 1, or I think it's even on maybe iTunes as well, or any other digital outlet. I think it is.
Yeah, I'm not
I hope
sure
it
if
is.
the Platinum Collection is still available, but it is on DVD. Slightly
Well,
worse print than the Blu-ray.
yeah, but it's restored. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
All the Marvin shorts are restored, so that's
And by
always
the way, it gets a 9 from me because I said it deserves at least an 8, but I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
okay. Fair enough. Yeah, this one's a really good one to see, but it's not my favourite Marvin the Martian short. That might be Duck Dodgers, but hey, I'm going to revisit all of them anyway, so yeah. But yeah, that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.
Do you happen to know anybody that's interested in buying a slightly used flying saucer? It's only got 3 billion miles on it. Huh. What's biting him?